This is the real big boss, Calvin. And Robert Perkins, I gotta holler at you. I gotta call you out on your simping. So you say on your latest post, and I don't appreciate the fact that you blocked me, because that tells me who the hell you are. You're a fucking coward, bro. You are a coward. I told you, you Southern boys are cowards. If you can't meet me man to man, and you have, I will say, you have confronted me on the DMs. Okay? But to me, in the North, we don't, we can't carry pum-pums legally. We had to go for a process, man. But you have to meet a man basically on that street stance, even though people will still carry Sharpies. But to me, if you have to rely on a pum-pum, you already lost the battle and the war at the same time. So you say, Rob, the one who got Cynthia G pregnant, got the bitch knocked up, and the fact that you won't even check her, you won't even check your baby mama. You don't check none of your baby mamas who are very misandrous, a bunch of hyena feminists that are anti-black. So this is what you say. On this internet, women claim they're so scared of men, but refuse to do anything to learn how to defend themselves. Just make up selfies, filters, TikTok dances, walking heels, nails, and hair. Women are not afraid of men. I will argue that men should be more afraid of these heifers. Being big and being physically, looking like you're physically strong and big don't mean shit to these hoes, because policy protects them. They're backed by the government. They're backed by policy. Something that I've told you multiple times, but you don't want to hear me, bro. Aren't you the same man who admitted to putting hands on a woman, but you said it was out of self-defense? Aren't you claiming that you had issues with women who put hands on you and actually came at you with a weapon? But you believe a man should, but you think women are afraid of men. Why is it that black women are more likely to put hands on black men and unalive them than black women, FBA black women are more known, and this is facts, are more prone to be more violent towards black men than black men being more violent towards them. If you want to get technical, it's usually out of retaliation in the form of self-defense. Now, if you want to talk about black men being a reactionary and watching out for the hyena heifers, well, under the gynocracy, it's damn near impossible. This is why you got men who don't want it, this is why black men are the least married. This is why a lot of black men would rather just get a passport and not deal with them hoes. Yeah, I said it. This is why we got passport bros. This is why a lot of black men are going to women of other races, regardless of if you disagree with their stance or not. As long as you keep the same energy when black women divest, we don't have a problem. Women are not scared of men. Actually, they're more scared of other women. But let me touch on this next part of what you said. If y'all so scared, why not learn to fight? Okay, how about this? If they're not scared? Because what you're doing is dangerous. You're feeding into a narrative that's a lie. These women want to do stuff to men, be misandry, be extra disrespectful, cross the line, but they don't want no consequences. Don't you understand that? This is why a lot of black men don't rock with you pro-black ninjas. Because y'all just cater to women. Y'all neglect the boys. Y'all neglect the men. Y'all don't want to. How about we teach men how to defend themselves against women so they don't get jammed up in the system? Would that make sense? How about we teach men how to avoid hyena women? Oh, I forgot, because the majority of black women are hyenas. Masculine, unfeminine, feminist, gynocrats, misandrous. That you refuse to hold accountable, but you will only hold them accountable when you have a personal problem with them. But you don't want to call this out. But any black man who calls it out, you call us a coon. That's why I say a lot of you pro-black niggas are a fucking joke. let me say this. Let me take this back. A lot of you pro-black men online who claim to be pro-black are a bunch of pandering ass simps. A bunch of grifters. Y'all always put the women first. You gotta start putting boys first at the boy level. You don't wait till men get grown and then you want to try to help them out. But we have offered solutions. Men need to learn how to defend themselves against women. Because you're teaching women to escalate confrontation and not be held accountable for her toxic behavior. That's the problem I got with you on your stance on this. So my thing is to men, we got to learn how to fight and de-escalate where we don't get jammed. That's why you need to learn how to record. If she's cutting the fuck up, you record every situation, every behavior. If she's accosting you, you de-escalate everything you can. But my thing is, she wants to escalate and cross the line, then you got no choice but to do what you got to do. Maybe you need to carry a pume so you can keep her in check. Oh, that's not fair. Well, guess what? In the streets, there's no such thing as a fair fight. You from the hood, you should understand that. You from the ghetto. I'm from the burbs, and I'm from the middle class area, and I have a better understanding than you. Well, why is that, brother? Women are not afraid of men. Y'all be so scared. Why not learn how to fight? How about this? If these women if they are so concerned, why don't they stop being so fucking aggressive to men that they don't fucking know? Why don't they stop choosing, learn how to be a feminine woman and command respect? Self-respect yourself and stop being confrontational, belligerent, and stop being so reckless, emotionally reckless, and talking reckless, and then laying hands, and then you want to dictate the consequences. How about we talk about that? Because a lot of your pro-blacks don't want to talk about these women. They only want to give them praise. How about learn how to be a fucking lady? And yeah, I'm not saying you should. How about you learn how to fight the sisterhood first? Learn how to fight another woman before you learn how to try to fight another man. How about we have that conversation? How about you learn, because black women unalive each other. Black women more so when it comes to black women on black women violence, it's fucking real. Well, then your pro-blacks will say, well, you know, that happens in every community. Okay, then why, if this is the case, this is your argument, right? If this is your argument, you know, every community, there's white on white crime, there's Asian on Asian crime, and Latino crime. Okay, Latino crime. Okay, if that's your argument, then why is it that these women like to make black men the face? Black women of today, black women even 50 years back, are agents of white supremacists. The majority of them are a bunch of bedwench hyenas. Your baby mama threatened me. Maybe I should learn how to fight. You know why she felt so comfortable doing it? Because you're a simp. That she knows she's protected by the police, law enforcement will protect her degenerate hoe ass. Just like your bastard ass children. Particularly your daughters. I don't got a problem with your sons. Your daughter, your badass ass hyena, she's raising with that toxic feminism bullshit, and you need to check her on that. You need to check your baby mamas on that. And the fact that you got Cynthia G knocked up, I don't want to keep bringing that up because you ain't gonna do shit to me, bruh. You ain't gonna do nothing. You threatened me online too, but you don't got that smoke for white supremacists. Because when I brought that up, you dodged it. That's why I said black men are just servants of hyena, toxic black women who are degenerate hoes. Most of you black men will defend the most treacherous, masculine, toxic, hyena, heifer, degenerate ass hoe, bedwench that there is. Y'all will uplift those type of women, but women who are not like that, who don't look for fights, don't pick fights with men, don't pick fights with other women, who ain't side chicks, who ain't whores. Because I think a lot of you black men like whores because y'all just think you just easy. Because to me, if you're a man like myself, and you're looking for women who are young, who are close to being virgins, low body count, fit, friendly, and cooperative, you ever notice a lot of pro-black men never uplift those women? Very rarely they do. Women who are docile, quiet. Because he even said he don't like that type of woman. He like a woman who aggressive. This is what this clown said. No, I get you. If you don't like you don't like a girly type of woman, that's cool, bro. That's cool. But I don't like no aggressive ass women when there's no reason to be aggressive. I'm like this. You know how those women in other countries, that are fit, friendly, and cooperative and ladylike and soft and sweet, but no, they know how to use an AK-47 better than a black woman does? Why not those women? These women are not scared of men. They're actually scared of other women. That's why they're so scared to go against the sisterhood. You're saying they're so scared. Why not learn how to fight, use handguns, get in shape, lift weights, or am I tripping? No, they're lying. And the comments, man, the comments is egregious. So let me tell you this. Since these women want to carry a pum-pum, brothers, this is what I got to tell you, boy moms. Let your sons carry pum-pums. Allow your sons to defend themselves against high women. Stop worrying about he might go to prison. Because that's why you mothers don't want your sons to stand up to the system, because you're afraid that he might be unalive. Well, here's the thing. If you let a man's man, train him how to be a man, and stop trying to control him and try to serve you, and stop trying to get him to be your son husband, and let him be a man and do his own thing. So what? He pumping and dumping. He treating a hoe like a hoe. You're just a lot of you a lot of you women who got sons. You want your sons to respect all women, and a lot of women are not deserving of respect. How about you women stop messing with Pookie and Ray Rays and get with a righteous man? But y'all don't like that because that's boring. Y'all need to learn how to defend yourselves against other women. Look at this comment. Now, I'm going to read this. All women should know how to learn how to defend themselves against men. But what I don't understand is that how come you women don't teach each other how to defend themselves against other women? That's what you're more likely to go against. Y'all so scared to fight another woman, but you're so easy to fight a man because you're protected by the crooked-ass, corrupt system that you call white supremacy. All women should learn how to defend themselves against men. No, well, they should learn how to defend themselves against women more so. However, as I inform young women, the best defense is prevention. Never hang out in places where the hoods are, ninjas are in hoods, where hood ninjas are. Stop. But see, the problem is, they like hood ninjas, just like they like these these degenerate ass white supremacists. The ones who refer women as bitches and hoes, there are good men out here. There are good men out there. Ones just compliment you, help you just because. The ones to respect women, the ones who would never be aggressive towards a woman, but yet you have no problem being aggressive towards us nice guys. And the ones who will look out for women, they don't know. Well, here's the thing. A lot of us men are not going to do that no more, because the fact of the matter is, sister, a lot of those women don't want those type of men. Y'all don't respect us. Y'all cheat on us. Y'all disrespect us. Y'all want us to be stepdaddy. You want us to have male responsibility, but devoid of leadership and devoid of patriarchal rewards. You don't want us to be patriarchs. And here's the problem with women carrying pum-pums. Do you know a lot of black in the state of North Carolina? Shout out to Gloria Glow. So you encouraging women to get pum-pums to unalive men. So guess what, men? Get your pum-pums and to your boy moms. Teach your sons. Allow your sons to carry pum-pums and shoot them and to unalive them hoes if they have to. Well, I don't want my son to go to prison. How come y'all don't have the same mentality? Because black women are the fastest growing the fastest prison population, female prison population is black women. It's because of horrible advice like this. Women fighting men, fucking with people, getting pum-pums instead of just learning to walk the fuck away. If nobody's stopping you from leaving, you see that exit door and nobody's preventing you from leaving, get out. If you're in a toxic relationship, then get out. Just plot and plan and do what you got to do to get out. Stop escalating confrontations. You talk about you carrying pum-pums, but a lot of y'all are in prison. But y'all don't want your sons to carry pum-pums. And this was, let me see this. This is a comment. Let me read this comment before I end this video. There's a difference between trying to bring awareness to women about defending them and attacking women, because they aren't learning how to how to defend themselves. And so this is a response. No, we sat up here and watched several women get unalived by some crazy violent ninja that had all the red flags. Every time I go to a women's place, they be dressing up their ass off. They had their hair laid, always drinking something on vacation, but trying to get black women to buy a good, reliable is extremely difficult. These women don't, because because they're just confused. They're schizophrenic. I taught my ex how to shoot, and she became a firearms instructor mainly for black women. Guess who shows up to classes? Not black women. See, again, these women, just because these women are protected by the government, man. They're not scared of men. And this is the thing. Some of the men, there are some men on there that how about instead of learning to just get firearms, learn how to communicate. I'm not saying, because to me, black people, I think black men should carry pum-pums too, and have the support of black women, because because a lot of black women don't want their sons to carry. A lot of black mothers don't want their sons to carry pum-pums because they're so worried about what white people think. But they're okay for their daughters. How about you encourage black boys at the boy level to learn how to defend themselves, and then you help the women? But y'all don't want that. You want a granocracy. Because to me, you're worried about your son going to prison, but your daughter will go to prison too. But see, this proves my point. A lot of women get less prison time and jail time for the exact same crime. Or a woman can do a wicked crime, but she get little to no time. So that's female privilege. This is what we talk about in the granocracy. These women are just spewing out anti-black misandry propaganda, or just misandry and propaganda. They don't fear men, because every time I question them, the fact that the brick heifer, the brick hyena, Rada Arthur lied and said she got attacked by a brick, and you black women, you American black women believed her, showed you that you're not on code. Because you didn't ask questions, you didn't get all the facts. But anytime you have critical thinking and you question a woman, and you got proof, what happened, you're supposed to believe all women. This is why you don't believe all women. This is why you don't believe all women, because most of the time women lie until you start putting women who lie on people, just people period, but particularly women who like to use their white female tears or want to be white female tears, want to cry their tears and say they was attacked when they wasn't. Any woman who spews out propaganda like this need to be locked up. No, next time a woman lies about, say she was attacked or raped, assaulted, or a man threatened her, and the man has and the thing, even the man didn't have proof, you still got to investigate, give him a fair benefit of the doubt. No, we don't know. This is why you don't believe her. But if a man got proof that she's lying, no, lock her up. Anytime, I would argue, if a man, let's just say a woman made a false claim that she was essayed and raped, and she found out she was lying, no, you need to give her 20 years to a life sentence. That's harsh, Calvin. No, it's not, because that's what y'all do to men. You don't care if he's a provider for a family. You don't care if he's a young man. You got a future. Y'all don't care about what men go through. If a woman falsely accuses a man of rape, domestic violence, or something like that, but kind of find out she was the aggressor the whole time. So if, let's say the man did like a year or 2 or 5 years, give this bitch 15 years. Give her 15 years. And maybe she's eligible for probation, and make her register for the SMEX offender list if she falsely accused a man of rape. You gotta clock it.